What is up, guys, and welcome back to episode number 34 now of the Legion United Career Mode. We have 2 training sessions coming up here, as it is the international break, meaning we have a 2-week period of basically no games, or club games that is, anyways. And then we have the first game of the episode, which we will be travelling to the champions, Leicester, to take them on and see if we can get a result away at Leicester City, which will be interesting to see, because right now, as I left you off in the last episode, we just was beaten by Southampton. So we already come back on in this episode with that loss effectively, so it means that we have to try and pick something up here against Leicester. Now, going into this one, I'm not sort of feeling confident. I have to say, like I mentioned at the back, or towards the back end of yesterday's episode, was that I said to you guys, don't be expecting me to hit the heights in this first season here. This first season of Premier League football is me just trying to find my footing in the Premier League, and if we get enough money, we'll be able to buy players come January. That was my sort of thought process. By the way, guys, if you want to basically leave any suggestions of anybody you want me to buy, any suggestions of how you think I'll be able to score more goals at the club, obviously, I'm open to anything you guys want to suggest as well. If you are enjoying this series, smash that like button. You guys are going so ham on the likes as well, which is very nice to see. I think most of the episodes have had over 10 likes, which is crazy, because no series of mine on this channel has lasted where it's had 10 likes on pretty much every single video, which is very, very thankful that you guys are showing me the support you are in this series. So major props to you guys as well. But as we went into this Leicester game here, you saw the league table at the bottom right of your screen. We are the best defensive side in the league. However, those 3 goals we have conceded are pretty much goals that we didn't get a result out of in the end. We lost 2 of the games that I conceded 2 goals in, and I think the third game was a West Brom game in which we ended up coming back and drawing the game by a goal apiece. So in that one, in that respect, the 3 goals we have conceded have been very big goals to concede. You know, they're not goals where we're 2 or 3 up and it doesn't matter in the game. There's been 3 of those goals, all 3 of them, have had an effect on how we've played in the season. So we have to make sure if we're going to concede a goal, it's in a game where we're already leading by a little bit of a few goals anyway. So that means the goal that we concede isn't that important, because that's the only time that we actually want to be conceding goals. Not when we are already at 0-0 and losing the game by a goal to nil, because that's so frustrating. And the main problem is we can't find the back of the net. I've said this so many times so far in this Premier League season, as we create a chance very early on in this one. Joel Green forcing a Kasper Schmeichel, or it might have even been Zila, I can't remember who they had in net, into a good save early on in the game. 17 minutes into the game, however, Leicester would have their first chances. Mendy gets into a very good position, obviously brought in as a replacement for Kante, feeds in Slimani, but a fantastic block by Unai Garcia keeps the score at 0-0. As we created a chance for ourselves then in the 38th minute, or rather they did, sorry. Slimani again involved in this one, feeds the ball off to a new signing at Leicester City. I'm not entirely sure who it is. He could only fire his effort over the bar though, as we made a change in this second half. I was looking at changing things up. I changed to a 2 up top formation. One of you guys left a comment on the other episodes as well, saying change to a 4-1-2-1-2 and basically play 2 up top. I think that will be in effect from the next episode coming. This episode, obviously, we end up changing to a 2 at the top formation, basically because I felt as though we had nothing going forward in this side here at Leicester. Other than that early chance which you saw, I didn't feel as though we were creating chances enough in this one. And 47 minutes into the game, we could have been a goal behind. As Slimani gets through again here for Leicester, has a very good shot, but it's well saved by Lafont one-on-one. Didn't really deal with the clearance in all honesty, as it comes back to me again. Very, very poor defending from me. Slimani has his effort ended up coming back off the post. And 50 minutes into this one, Leicester should and could have been 1-0 up in this one. 76 minutes into the game, now we would create a chance for ourselves here. Joel Green, very nice use of his pace that we have on board here at this club. Smashes his effort though straight at the Leicester City goalkeeper, which was actually Zila on the day. Very, very poor from me in the end. I should have been able to finish that one off. And then the header from the corner ends up going over the bar by Unai Garcia. So far, we haven't really managed to test the goalkeeper, in all honesty. We've had 2 shots, and both of them have been pretty much straight at him. As Castilla here, 83 minutes into this one, nice cutback, and if it had been anyone other than Callas, it might have ended up in the back of the net for us. But unfortunately, it was Callas with the chance there to give us the 1-0 lead. Didn't edit this out, because at 84 minutes in, straight from Zila's kickoff, he punted the ball upfield. It was won by me, by Lucas Hernandez, gives it off to Augusto. Augusto's waiting for the run to be made by Iwobi, who actually did find Iwobi on this left-hand side. He then cuts inside of his man. He's going to get inside of, I think it was Danny Simpson in the end for Leicester. Has his effort blocked, though, as we end for basically tried to get a goal for ourselves. Comes back to Ronaldo Vieira here, 88 minutes in. Late on in the game, I was trying to get myself a chance in this one, really, and it was really well defended in the end by Leicester. But Kalash manages to feed Augusto. Augusto inside to Iwobi, who eventually gets there, but very luckily on Mendy. Not really any space to run into, though, as I tried to put the cross in. The cross was put in. It was met in the box by Joel Green / the Leicester defender. It ended up going over the bar, the effort, but it means we've got a corner out of it. From the corner, it's cleared off the line, and I couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, and that was the most frustrating time of this entire game so far. Away at Leicester City. The fact that we haven't managed to get a goal there, but again, We are so sloppy in front of goal. We need to start trying to find ourselves a goal. Otherwise, we're going to struggle in terms of points this season of staying up. As you can see again, we dominated the game, but we had the same outcome. A 0-0 draw again. And is that me not putting the ball in the back of the net, or is that me being a bit unlucky? I don't quite know. With the fact that it's happening every single game makes me think that it's not just unluckiness like I was putting it down to in the first game or the first episode that we had in the Premier League. It makes me think that it's actually my own fault of the fact that I'm not quite managing to hit the heights that I was hoping to do, like we did back in the FA Cup when we did that. However, we've got our probably toughest game in Europe coming up just now against Mönchengladbach, which you'll see coming up in a second as we did a bit more training here to the side. Trying to grow Joel Green as much as possible, as he is now almost an 81 rated player. Very interested to see if we use him, because like I said, I want to keep him at the club as long as possible, but it may get to the point where he thinks he's too good for Leeds, depending on how we do. I don't want him to do that, because I think he's going to be an outstanding player for the series, and he will be basically the player of the series if he stays here at Leeds United. But he could come to us in the future and he could possibly say, you know, I want to leave the club. And if he does that, we have no real way of keeping him here, as Mönchengladbach was the side we played for the second time here in Europe. 1 win and 1 draw for them. We've had 1 win and 1 loss. Obviously, we lost to Copenhagen. We beat Sturm Graz right at the start of our European campaign. We take on Mönchengladbach here away from home. Looking forward to this one because, again, this is the toughest test that we will have in this group stage so far. So if we can get a result out of this one, we can get a result out of any game we have in this Europa League group, in my opinion. They have obviously had Thorgan Hazard, who is the brother of Eden Hazard. Both number 13s were the players to watch in this one. 18-year-old Joel Green and 28-year-old Leroy Stint. Oh, it might be a little. I don't actually know what his first name is. I don't actually know what Stindl's first name is. I'm not entirely sure of it. I don't know why I called him Leroy. It's just one of those things, yeah. Basically, that's it. I did actually remember as well to actually put Joel Green to number 14. You will see it during the episode. I think it's this episode. If it's not this one, it's the next one, definitely. Chris Wood, though, 13 minutes in, creates the first chance for us. Ronaldo Vieira really should have made it. Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Leeds United 1, but he fired his strike wide of the post. And yet again, I find myself in the situation of us in front of goal, not finding the finishing touch. Now, I have said time and time again, I will be looking for a striker to bring in here, but one striker's not going to solve it, is it? As Joel Green's effort is straight at Mönchengladbach goalkeeper, in all honesty. And again, poor from me again. I don't quite know what to do here because it's like I said, Joel Green, lovely play. Pablo Hernandez could hit the post though. But even bringing in a striker, I don't think that's going to solve it, because even if we bring in one striker, if he gets injured, we're back to square one again. Unless bringing in a striker makes the other players play as well as I'm hoping it will do, we are going to struggle still in front of goal. So I'm a bit stumped as to what to do. Do I buy the financial takeover and possibly ruin the series a little bit, or do I keep it as realistic as possible and obviously just keep it as it is, not buying a financial takeover and leaving it as it is at the moment? I think that's the best way to do it. But if you guys want to see me do a financial takeover and then buy some other guys' play, or rather buy some players that you guys suggest in this series, let me know. I will do it, but I, at the moment, don't want to do that because it sort of spoils the series for me. It makes me sort of think that we haven't done this legitimately, and that's what I want to try and do. But at the moment, we are struggling in front of goal. So if you guys do want to see a financial takeover and make it a bit more interesting for yourselves, because you'll be able to sign the players, or you'll be able to make the signings that you want, as we make it 1-0 here, finally, in the 61st minute of this one. Very lucky that we managed to create a chance. I don't quite know how the Mönchengladbach defence opened up as much as they did, but Augusto makes it 1-0 for us there. He's been quite good this season in terms of goal scoring. He's scored 2 goals now for the team. That's pretty much one of the highest scorers in the team. That's how bad we've been in front of goal this season. So if you guys want to see a financial takeover, let me know. If you don't, that's fine with me. I'll do whatever you guys want. But at the same time, if you do want a financial takeover, make sure you leave comments on who you want me to sign in the description. In the comments, sorry. And I'll take a look at them, and I'll basically sign the players that you guys want me to sign. I won't go out and sign my players. I'll make the signings that you guys want. Because if you guys want the financial takeover, it'll be down to you as to who we sign in this career mode. So let me know if you want that to happen. If you do, leave me a comment as to who to sign. But if you don't, keep it as the way it is. That's completely fine with me. 70 minutes into this one, we would make it 2-0 to ourselves here. Nice bit of passing play. Ronaldo Vieira in the end gets very lucky at the fact the ball isn't going through here. Chris Wood gets on the end of it and smashes that one into the bottom corner to make it 2-0 to us here. At the moment, it's a bit weird because we're playing against Mönchengladbach here, and I wasn't expecting to do as well as we were. But we were 2-0 up in this game, and it didn't feel as though I deserved to be 2-0 up in this game, in all honesty. The rest of the games we played, we've deserved to get something out of, and sometimes we haven't managed to. This one felt like such a scrappy game, and yet I was 2-0 up in it. I can't quite, sort of explain what I was feeling at the time playing this. You're going to see as well, match facts-wise, we deserved to win the game. But in terms of playing it, I didn't feel as though I was much better than Mönchengladbach, but yet we came away as 2-0 victors here. Yet sometimes when we're playing against better teams in the Premier League, we are dominating them and still not getting the results. So it's a bit of a weird one, this one. I can't quite put my finger in or basically understand and try and grasp what is actually going wrong for us here at Leeds United. I say it's going wrong. Right now, we're not in the relegation zone, so that's a good sign. We're almost competing in Europe, if you'd like to call it that, by the fact that we've managed to get 2 wins and a loss in the European group stage. And although we've been knocked out of the English League Cup, we're still in the FA Cup. So I'm calling it as if it's going badly. However, we're not in demise just yet. But one thing I'm noticing is my manager rating is going down, which means we're obviously not doing something to the ball's liking, which I'm going to have to try and improve on. We had Everton here as the third and final game of this episode in the Premier League. Obviously, a repeat of the FA Cup final from last season. Looking to do the same thing we did in the FA Cup final, but do it in the Premier League instead this time. So there wasn't as much on offer. There was only 3 points on offer for this one, rather than the FA Cup title, which were on offer last season when we played them in the final. Looking to go into this one, though, and try and get those 3 points, because like I said, we need to try and do something to bump our rating, manager rating, because at the moment we're an 81 going into this one. So if we lost this game, it could go down even further. So I just want to try and get a result here, even if that is a 1-1 draw or a 0-0 draw, just trying to get ourselves a goal. I'll take a draw where it's we've scored a goal. That's what I want. I need to score a goal. I don't know if you've seen as well, we are currently the lowest scoring team in the division, which is an absolute joke so far. We have so much work to do. And it's going to be, like I said, I know I've been banging on about this for the last few episodes, and I've repeated myself numerous times. We need a striker. We have to find something. We need a bit of inspiration from somewhere, because right now we're lacking the inspiration in the final third that we had so much of in that last season's, or the last season that we played here in that FA Cup and in the Championship. We had that inspiration in the final third. Yes, we had nothing, to lose when we played each game in the FA Cup. We were the underdogs. We had nothing to lose. But I just want to get back to the point where we have inspiration, and I just sort of feel as if we've got nothing to lose in the Premier League. That's what I want to happen. You're going to see as well from this game, we actually played quite well here against Everton. I can say that for sure. 6 minutes into the game, very, very lucky to get this ball back, as somehow it was won in the air. I'm not entirely sure who it was. It comes to Vernonita. He gives it off to Kamaru. Kamaru inside now to, I do believe, Vernonita again. He gives it off now to Luke Murphy. Murphy into Sacko. Sacko turns his man brilliantly, I have to say. Leighton Baines, though, missed the tackle, which allowed us the opportunity to make it 1-0. I said a few episodes ago as well, Sacko was one of the guys that I was looking at bringing in the Premier League to try and give us that a little bit of creativity that we were missing, and he got us the opening goal here. So maybe Sacko is the answer. Maybe Sacko can be the one to turn our fortunes around here at Leeds and start getting us some wins on the board in the Premier League, because right now we've drawn, I think, we've drawn pretty much all the games barring about 5 or 6, so we have to start getting some wins, and hopefully Sacko may be the man to do that for us, as he made it 1-0 there in the 9th minute of the game, and in the 16th minute he caused Everton yet another issue. Very lucky at the fact that he gets the ball back here, but when he gets the ball back here, you can bet your bottom dollar rather. I tried to square it across the face of goal, didn't manage to do that. It comes back here to Vernonita, he gives it off to Sacko. Sacko turns in the area, has his strike, well saved by the Everton goalkeeper. But 18 minutes into this game, we're already playing better here against Everton than we have done against a lot of the Premier League sides. And in terms of that one, we've also got a goal as well. So it's a dream start we could have asked for here at home against Everton. And the man behind that is Sacko, who was so good for us last season. So again, he will be featuring at some point in this Premier League season, because I do need that bit of creativity. And right now, Sacko is providing that, as Everton should have made it 1-1 here. Very good cross by Leighton Baines, who was at fault for the first goal. Trying to make up for it, the ball comes into Enner Valencia, who has his header straight at Lafont. In the 44th minute of this game, though, Oumar Niasse gets another header on goal. It might have not actually been Enner Valencia, it might be Niasse. Apologies for that. Niasse gets another header on goal, but sends this one wide of the post, and straight from the goal kick, we end up countering, attacking Everton pretty much, and going up the other end and trying to have a chance for ourselves, as Kamaru gets the ball, gives it a wide here to Sacko. Sacko goes inside to Anita. Anita gives it back to Kamaru through the middle of the defence rather. Kamaru strike into that bottom corner, makes it Leeds United 2. Everton 0. Very, very nice scenes here to see the fact that we scored 2 goals in a game now, which again, I wasn't expecting to happen here, especially when you look at Everton, how well they played against us in that FA Cup final. They seem to have just crumbled here when they've come to Ellen Road to take us on here. But it was unfortunate again for Everton. Again, another goal in which it could have easily gone a different way, as Ashley Williams sliding in, maybe put off the goalkeeper. If that had taken a deflection, maybe the goalkeeper's thinking it's going to take a deflection, as Ashley Williams is so close to blocking the strike from Kamaru, but unfortunately for Everton, he didn't manage to, and it meant that we were then leading the game by 2-0 here. So Kamaru and Hadi Sacko on the day were the 2 men who were causing Everton so much problems, and it wasn't done there, because we had a third and final chance in the game to make it, or rather Everton had another chance here, as we end up making the ball, or winning the ball back here. Kamaru through to Hadi Sacko, and it all just opened up from here, and we would get our 3rd goal here, 15 minutes in. A lot of luck about this one again, as somehow Jagielka doesn't get back to it. And it's not the greatest of strikes for Kamaru, but sometimes it doesn't matter how you put the ball in the back of the net. All that matters is that you put it in the back of the net, and that's exactly what we did here. Sacko behind it again. Kamaru and Sacko on the day just tore Everton to shreds. It was these 2 players just giving us all the chances. Fires it into the bottom corner. Very, very poor goalkeeping, I have to say, from the Everton goalkeeper. But again, Everton had 2 chances in this one. We had 3. That was literally the only chances of the game. So if Everton score those 2 chances, they're back in it. If we don't score those 3 chances, we come away with a 0-0 draw again. So again, Very close game between Everton and ourselves. If they'd have had a better time in front of goal, I don't quite know. They had 0 shots on goal when I showed you the 2 headers that they had. I don't know how they only have 0 shots on goal. Yeah, okay, my FIFA, whatever match facts you're saying is absolute bull, because as you just saw there, they had 2 chances, and yet FIFA said they had no shots. But again, if they score those 2 chances, the game's back on. We are sat in 12th in the league table. You see it coming up here just in a second. I think I'll show you the league table at the end of this episode. And if you do want to see me do that finals takeover again, let me know in the comments. If you don't, that's fine. We'll just keep it as it is. So again, if you want to see it, make sure you leave a comment on who you want me to sign as well, because I want to make it as much a part as you as I do with me in this episode. I want you guys to be here as the let's call it the assistant coach or the other coach, or let's call you my scouts. If you want me to do the finals takeover, leave comments on who you want me to sign as well. It makes the series a bit more interesting if I'm using the guys that you guys want. We had 3 draws, 3 wins and 3 losses so far in the Premier League. 12 points is on the board for ourselves. Everton sat in 17th. So by all means, that 3-0 victory we got against them, although I was saying how good it was, they are sat in 17th place at the moment. So they're not doing too great themselves either. We are coming towards the end of this episode though. If you have enjoyed, thank you all so much for watching the episode and showing the support you are on the series so far. And I want to thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart for the amount of subscribers and stuff I've gained in the last month, which is absolutely crazy. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'm out. Adios.